because he means so much to me, and I tear up every time I meet him because of his passion for souls. Many of you at home, I'm sure, have heard the testimony of Dave Roever. He's spoken around the world of his, over 34 years ago, he was critically injured in Vietnam, and has taken that, what seemed to be a disaster in his life, and he's taken that and turned it for the good, and is reaching millions of people with the gospel. Of course, he's received the Purple Heart and really all the accolades a man could receive in the military. But he's more than that. He's building a crown in heaven. Would you welcome Dave Roever? Come on, man of God, man of God! I love you more.
I went shopping.
What you got there, man?
I got some cool stuff, and I brought it for you.
All right, well, I love presents. Listen,
I like to give
y'all
stuff
can just
to you.
chat and talk among yourself while we look at this.
I think you would look good in a ball hat.
Whoa, that's beautiful.
From Eagle Summit Ranch.
That's now, Eagle Summit Ranch is something you just opened up in Colorado.
We just built, and it is now finished, complete, and paid for.
Now tell these folks, you're going to shout even louder when you find out what he does at Eagle Summit Ranch, okay? Tell the folks.
I bring them home from Iraq who've lost their limbs, and they can't walk, and they sometimes can't hold things, but their vocal cords work just fine. So I'm teaching them how to be pulpit-pounding prosthetic preachers. We are. So I brought you a hat, and I brought you a shirt and one hat for your sweet, beautiful wife.
Man alive. I'm going to have you on more often.
Oh, that's all right.
Last time I had you on, you gave me a motorcycle.
That's right.
You remember that?
Do I ever?
Yeah, do you? Hey, look at that. Oh, that's sweet, man.
Helping wounded warriors find their way home.
All right. God bless you, man.
I love you. Let me tell y'all something. This man wouldn't, I didn't ask permission, because if I'd asked, he'd have said no. The highest credit you give a friend when you have been through the war, been through the battle, the highest credit you give to a friend is to say, I wouldn't be afraid to go to war with you. Stevie, I'd go to war and serve under you and be honored.
I love you, David.
I mean that with all my heart.
I love you, man. And you know what? This man. Now, some of you at home, what I want to do is turn you loose, Dave. And some of you at home you're about to see something that is going to shock you to your core. That's why we do these broadcasts. This is not nursery school. This is not a little family chat with the choir. Okay, we're going for the gold here. Okay, we're going for your heart. And so, Dave, I know you got some special guests you're going to introduce in just a minute. You just got back from Iraq. Fill the folks in on what's going there. I want to let you loose.
You like good news?
Yeah, take off, man.
Tell me, do you like good news? Yeah. They're watching in Iraq tonight, and I was up with General H.MNo. I was over throughout the entire area. I think they added up some 70 missions in 2 weeks, which meant we didn't sleep, not very much. I spent more time in a Black Hawk helicopter than I did in Vietnam in a Huey. And this is my 4th trip, and I'm being invited back now by the Navy for the 5th trip to run up and down the Euphrates and the Tigris rivers with the troops and sharing hope with our precious young sailors, putting their life on the line in the most dangerous place in Iraq. So I'm going to be going back, but I just thought I'd tell you some good news, and there's a little heartbreak in the middle of it. But when I got to Iraq this year, I went through 4 hospitals, including the green zone, as it's called by most of us still. It's now called the international zone. Huge hospital, hundreds of beds. Read what's left of my lips. Not one single solitary soldier laying in a bed wounded in that war. Not one. Every one of them were empty, except one bed. It had a soldier in there, and he is constipated. Now, you listen to me when I tell you this. They're not going to tell you this on the news. I'm going to tell you as an eyewitness that our soldiers are fighting a good fight, and God has sent angels to help protect them. There was not a soldier wounded in that entire tour, not one except one killed in action. And I'm going to tell you the story. And I want you to see how God cares. He didn't get killed during my tour. He got killed the morning I got there 12 hours later. Whenever they flew me in a beautiful little private jet and got me into Baghdad, usually I go in on a big C-130. This time they treated me the way I ought to be treated. Which, by the way, it's kind of fun. I was an E5, which, you know, it's just a second-class petty officer in the Navy when I was serving in Vietnam. I travel today as a GS-15, which is a one-star general. Am I bad or what? I mean, come on, that's pretty bad. Too bad they don't pay me for a one-star general. Truth is, they don't pay me at all. I don't take any money to do my tours in Iraq. It is something I do from my heart, and I will not take their money for ministering to our troops. And I'm the only minister who gets to do that, by the way. It's just pretty unusual. The only one. And there's not another one in history done what I'm doing. It's not because I'm